The air, thick with the scent of damp ferns and distant decay, hangs heavy in the clearing. Cal grips his spear, its fire-hardened tip a familiar weight in his palm. Before him, the juvenile Triceratops bellows, a sound of frustrated rage. It is cornered, its back to a granite face, its small frill scarred from the clan's thrown stones. Bor, the hunt leader, circles to the left, his movements low. Silent dance honed by 1,000 hunts. 3 other hunters mirror him on the right. This is their art, the lethal geometry of a patient pack. They are the StoneShoulder Clan. And this is how they survive the brutal reality of this prehistoric world. The young Utahraptor sign is a vital prize its meat will feed them. Its bones will become tools, and its horn, a trophy of their skill. This is the essence of their osteodontocratic technology, turning the weapons of the great beasts against the world that spawned them. A sharp, clicking whistle cuts through the humid air. It is not the cry of any bird Kill knows. Bor freezes, his head snapping up, nostrils flaring, the hunters tense, their focus shifting from the cornered prey to the unseen source of the sound. The rustle of cycad fronds at the edge of the clearing is too fast, too rhythmic. It is not the lumbering gait of a predator or the panicked flight of a herbivore. From the shadows, they emerge. The sight is so wrong, so profoundly unnatural, that careless mind struggles to process it. 5 figures, moving with the swift, lethal grace of dromaeosaurids, because they are dromaeosaurids. Great, feathered Utahraptors, their sickle claws held aloft as they lope into the clearing. But astride each beast, a man. The riders are lean, painted in red ochre, their faces grim masks of intent. They hold long, obsidian-tipped lances. The synergy is terrifying. Man and dinosaur move as one. A nightmarish fusion of hominid intelligence and saurian fury. This is a violation of the natural order, a blasphemy against the very concept of hunter and hunted that has governed the lives of early humans for millennia. The Windfang clan, once rivals, have become something else entirely. They do not charge head-on. They spread out, a perfect flanking maneuver, their mounts responding to clicks and whistles from the riders. Panic erupts. The StoneShoulder hunters, masters of their domain, are suddenly clumsy, slow. Their spears are meant for thick, high-deep prey, not for this impossible, lightning-fast cavalry. John is the first to fall. A raptor dashes past him, and its rider leans low, the obsidian point of his lance drawing a red line across John's throat. He collapses without a sound. Another hunter throws his spear. It clatters uselessly off the raptor's flank as the beast sidesteps, then leaps, its killing claw disemboweling him in a single, fluid motion. Bor roars a command. Scatter. It is not a tactic. It is a death rattle, a final, desperate act of a leader trying to save even one. Gal does not hesitate. He turns and runs, plunging into the dense undergrowth. The triumphant shrieks of the raptors and the dying screams of his clan made searing themselves into his memory. He does not look back. He only runs, carrying a message of a terror that will forever alter the course of hominid history. Kale stumbles back into the great cave, his breath coming in ragged, burning gasps. He is the only one. The ochre handprints of the ancestors on the cavern walls seem to watch him, their silence a heavy judgment. When he speaks, his voice is a broken thing, telling a story of impossible riders in the hunt turned to slaughter. The grief that follows is a physical force, a wave of wailing that echoes off the stone, the raw agony of mates losing partners, of children losing fathers. But beneath the sorrow, a new emotion takes root, cold and sharp fear. The open plains, their hunting grounds, their larder, have overnight become a tilling field. The old rules are dead, torn apart by raptor claws. Their entire way of life, the delicate balance of risk and reward that has sustained them for generations, is shattered. That night, the fire in the main cavern burns low. The clan gathers, not in celebration, but in a tight, shivering circle of survivors. The air is thick with the smell of sweat and terror. Boars mate, Tanio, stares into the flames, her face a stone mask of loss. The remaining hunters are grim, their confidence gone, replaced by the haunted look of men who have seen the natural order inverted. Young Terrake speaks first, his voice cracking with rage. We hunt them. We set an ambush. Draw them into the deep woods where their beasts cannot run. Vald, the oldest of the clan, his skin a map of scars and wrinkles, shakes his head slowly. His voice is a dry rasp, like stones scraping together. You cannot ambush the wind. Boy, they are too fast. To fight them on their terms is to die. A chilling silence falls. Vald leans forward, the firelight catching the glint in his deep-set eyes. He is the keeper of their history, the memory of their line of Homo sapiens. He taps his scarred temple with a long, bony finger. The beasts have their armor, their horns, their claws, their size. The wind fangs have stolen the speed and fury of the dromaeosaurid. What is our weapon? He lets the question hang in the air. It is not our teeth. It is not our speed. It is this, the shoulder. The ability to see the next sunrise before it comes. He rises, his joints cracking, and leads them to the mouth of the cave. He points toward a narrow pass a short distance away, a natural bottleneck where the sheer rock faces almost meet. Though, we do not run. We do not seek a futile revenge. We make the earth our armor. We will cede the open ground and build a wall. The idea is so alien it borders on madness. A rule, not a simple windbreak of hide and sticks, but a true fortification. Terrake coughs, but others listen. Mold speaks of lashing felled trees together, or sharpening their branches into a deadly perimeter. He talks of using the massive ribs of a long-dead sauropod from the boneyard as structural posts, and weaving a barricade between them. This is a leap in primitive technology, a shift from crafting a tool for a hunt to engineering a structure for a war. It is a plan born of desperation and genius. It is a recognition that their world has changed, and they must change with it or perish. Pennier is the first to nod, her eyes hard. My BOR died in the open. No more of us will. Her voice, steady and cold, galvanizes the clan. The debate is over. The air is channeled into purpose. They will build their fortress against teeth. Weeks pass in a blur of relentless labor. The clan works as one organism, driven by the memory of slaughter. They fell ancient trees with stone axes, a brutal, exhausting task. They drag the massive, fossilized ribs of a long-dead Brachiosaurus from a nearby bone, using them as the unyielding pillars of their new home. Between these bone columns, they lash a dense wall of sharpened logs and woven branches. It is not beautiful. It is a raw, jagged scar on the landscape, a fortress of desperation. From the top of the wall, Kel watches the plains. He sees the herds of Stegosaurus move like living mountains, feels the ground tremble as a lone T-Rex hunts in the distance. This is their world, a land of dinosaurs. But for the first time, they are not merely hiding in it. They have carved out a piece of it and dared the world to take it back. They see them at dawn, 5 specks on the horizon, growing with terrifying speed. The wind-fang riders. A warning cry goes up from the sentries. There is no panic. Valdi's plan has been drilled into them until it is instinct. Hunters, women, even the older children, take their positions on the raised platform running the length of the wall. Piles of heavy stones and sharpened spears lie ready. Kayla's heart hammers against his ribs, but his hands are steady. He watches the riders approach. They are confident, arrogant, fanning out as they near the wall. Their trained dromaeosaurid mounts kicking up dust. They circle the fortress once, their whistles and clicks echoing in the tense silence. They are probing, testing. Their leader, a man with a cruel, scarred face, scoffing at the crude barricade. He barks an order, and 3 riders wheel their mounts toward the main gate, a narrow, reinforced opening designed as a choke point. It is the only obvious way in. They charge. It is a symphony of controlled violence, a sight that would have shattered the clan's morale in the open field. But here, behind their wall, they are not prey. Now rules fold. A volley of stones rains down. Not to kill, but to maim and confuse. One rock strikes a raptor on the head, causing it to shriek and stumble. Its rider fights for control, his charge broken, the other to press on, leaping over the low trip lines of woven vine at the entrance. But the true trap lies just inside. The Utahraptor, lunging forward, plunges its leg into a concealed pit filled with fire-hardened stakes. Its scream is a sound of pure agony. The beast thrashes, its sickle claw flailing uselessly, its leg impaled. The rider is thrown, landing hard against the inner wall. He scrambles to his feet just as Kale and two other hunters drop from the platform, their spears driving down, ending him. The second rider tries to wheel his mount around in the confined space, but another volley of spears from the wall catches the raptor in its flank. It panics, bucking and screeching, unseating its rider before crashing into the fortress wall. Outside, the remaining riders stare in disbelief. Their greatest weapon, speed and shock, is nullified. Their kin are trapped and dying. The scarred leader screams in frustration, then gives a sharp whistle of retreat. They pull back, dragging their one freed, wounded companion with them, leaving their dead behind. They do not look back, and the world. No one cheers, they only watch, breathing heavily in the sudden, quiet aftermath, knowing this was not an end, but the beginning of a new, terrible chapter in hominid history. The smoke from the funeral pyres of their own dead drifts into the evening sky, mingling with the stench of the slain raptors. This victory tastes not of glory, but of ash and grim necessity. What transpired here was more than a battle for survival. It was the birth of a concept that would define the future of human evolution. On this bloody patch of earth, the arms race of ancient humans began. The Wind Fangs, with their unprecedented domestication, had invented cavalry, mastering the art of the lightning raid. In response, the StoneShoulder Clan, with nothing but their minds and their collective will, had invented the fortress, mastering the art of static defense. This brutal exchange, this violent dialogue of innovation, is a microcosm of all the wars to come. The spear necessitates the shield, the siege engine necessitates the castle wall. The very idea of civilization, of a defended settlement, is born from this primal fear. They have survived, but in doing so, they have forever changed what it means to be human, proving that our greatest adaptation was never to thaw claw, but the ability to stare into the face of overwhelming power and build a wall against it. For in the long shadow of the dinosaurs, the most dangerous predator was not the one with the sharpest teeth, but the one who first learned to think inside a cage of its own making. But on the great river, the teeth are silent till they are at your throat.